cosine and tangent for you. It has your special rights, 30, 60, 90, 45, 45, 90. But you have to know what to do for each one. Okay? This will be on your desk. So, you are expected to know the first section, when it is right, when it's obtuse, when it's acute. You will have a problem asking you to determine that. So we are going to practice only the odds in class. The evens, you are going to be responsible to do. And if you turn it in complete tomorrow, bonus points on your test.
Wait, so the test is 10?
Yep. So I might do the odds and you understand how to do it. You are more than welcome to work ahead and try to get it done now. I will stamp it if you finish it now so I can put it in the grade book.
The whole thing?
All of it. Yeah. All right, so yeah, I've already said that.
Will you write that what you just wrote?
So if you need this, yeah, you can write that down.
On the blank side.
Underneath. So you start with the longest side always. This would mean you have to start with 28. You would need to square that. Compare that to 20 squared plus 19 squared. This requires you to use your calculator. I'm going to tell you that now. So you're going to have to literally type in 28 squared, get that answer, write it down.
Wait, which one did you start with?
The biggest number always. So 28 squared, that's the 784. Then you're going to do 20 squared plus 19 squared. You need to put that in the calculator as well. You need to physically do it. I'm not going to do all the computation part. That is 761. So we compare the two. 784 is greater than 761. So number one is what? Yep, number one is obtuse.
I've never understood the greater or less than.
You gotta be retarded.
No. So always start with the biggest number. So on number 3, I know you have radicals, but you need to be able to determine which one is the biggest number on number 3. Could you figure it out? After you square them, yes. Is 6 the biggest number? So y'all don't even know how to determine which one is the biggest? What could you do, maybe? Anyone have a way? Yeah, put it in the calculator and check. So I just want to see what 3 square root of 5 is. That already is 6.7. So that 6 is not the biggest number. Does that make sense to you now?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are now going to do the biggest number, which is this number here. So I'm going to do in parentheses 3 square root of 5, close the parentheses. I'm going to square that. Compare that to 6 squared plus, in parentheses, 3 square root of 3, close the parentheses, square. If you use parentheses in the calculator, it will get you your answer for you. If you don't, because that's the rule, you square the sides. So, yeah, plus, yep. So if I do this one first, if I put this in the calculator with parentheses, it will give me the answer. Parentheses are by the 0. There's your parentheses by the 0. You would have to type in the 3. Then you have to do the radical sign. Then you would have to put the 5 underneath the radical sign. Then you have to put the square outside the parentheses, exactly like I wrote it. And you just hit enter, and it gives you the answer. 45. So, this is 45. 6 squared, you should know, that is 36. This one, I need to put in the calculator and figure out what number that is using the parentheses. I'll let you practice that so you can do it on the test. Use your parentheses. The parentheses are by the 0. Anyone get it? But what is the 3?
How do you know what C squared is?
It's 89.
What was the 3 square root of 3, or 3 times square?
No,
Squared. Yeah, this is 27. C is always the biggest side. So it had to be the biggest number, Blake.
So 6 is C.
No, 6 is not C.
Oh, weird.
Why wasn't 6 C? Because it's not the biggest number.
is that with the square? This one's 7?
After I square it, it comes out to be 27.
It's 63.
All right, so this is 63. This is less than that, so this answer is a Q. Yes, Aaron. What's your question?
What did I do?
Go on the outside of the parentheses. What do you mean? The x square has to be on the outside. Like the 2 has to be on the outside of the parentheses. Move your cursor. Yeah, go one more. Yeah. 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 Okay, on this next section, it literally tells you what to do. What does it say? Okay, so that's exactly what I have to see for you to get credit. The use of Pythagorean theorem. That as well is on the formula chart. It's on the front. Oh, no, it's not. It's right here, right above. Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So it is on the formula chart. Most of you already know it.
Isn't A the smallest one?
No, does a have to be the smallest one?
No.
Nope.
Wait. So I know C is the longest one, so the other ones doesn't matter.
The other ones don't matter, no. All right, so on 5.
Wait,
19 is C.
19 is C. The other ones don't matter. So this could be A, and X could be B, or I could switch it. X could be A, and 7 could be B. It doesn't matter. But we're going to do A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We're going to substitute the parts. What would I write? X squared plus 7 squared equals 19 squared. Guys, I'm going to put a check right there because I have to see that to give you partial credit. So I'm showing you what you need to show on your test to get points.
wait till we did.
What?
Do that. We don't answer.
No, you didn't. You can show your work to get to your answer.
Oh.
So what is 7 squared? So basically I have x squared plus 49 equals...
She just said that.
It doesn't matter which one is A or B, as long as you have C correct. C is always the hypotenuse, which is opposite the right angle. What was 19 squared? 361. Okay, so we got to get to the x squared. So now what am I going to do? Yeah, subtract the 49. X squared equals, what was this? Yeah, 312? Yeah, 312. All right, so if you show that, and then we get to here, some more partial credit points. Then to get to the x squared, get to the x, you have to take the square root. So you have to physically put that in the calculator.
And then it'll be X.
And that would be what x is equal. I think you get a decimal answer.
17.6.
Yes.
So 4.
That's the number.
Yeah, would that be 10 squared plus 16 squared equals? And then it's 100 plus 50 squared plus that one. You just add them together and then put it in the arithmetic.
Yes.
Okay, on 6, do you do that first and then type it in? I mean.
You want to put parentheses around there. So this is your C.
Yeah.
So basically, this could be A or B. It doesn't matter. But I would have to put in parentheses 3 times the square root of 29, close the parentheses, square.
I was asking if you solve that first, then put that.
Yeah, you can do them by part, like each one. Yeah, as long as you use parentheses. See, and then you have to put that in the parentheses, then the radical. So you hit the parentheses button, right? And then you do 3, then control, get that radical, right? Then put, what is it, 29? And then make sure the square is outside the parentheses. So you have to go tab to the right and then square it. See how my 2 is outside the parentheses, Mari? And then you can hit enter, and it gives you your answer. On what? Yeah, simplest form. All right, we okay? Pythagorean theorem? All right, let's go to the next part. Because you have that box inside of it.
I know. How do I get rid of that box?
All right, number 9. So the next type of problems you'll have will be separate special rights. I skipped 7. Oh, I'm sorry. 7. So on 7, what type of triangle is this?
Right.
And what else? Isosceles. How do we know it's isosceles? The tick marks tell me, so what degrees is in here? They didn't write it. It's 45. Thank you. So you're going to be expected to know that. If the legs are congruent, it's 45. All right. Here, you might want to remember this. Maybe this will help you break it down correctly. 1, on your formula chart, let me show you. This has its own formula, the 45. I do not mix this up with the 30, 60. Those are separate. So we're going to use x squared root of 2, x and x. We're talking about that part. But here's how to understand. If I'm going, like if you, the number that you have, if it's a big side and I'm going to a smaller side, you're always going to divide. You're going to be responsible to know what to divide by. So I'm right now, the hypotenuse is the biggest side, right? I'm going to a leg, that's a smaller side, so I'm going to divide. What are you going to divide by for this type of problem? Square root of 2. So if I'm going from a big side to a smaller side, it's always division. What? Huh?
On the formula for 45, 90, x squared root of 2.
Yes. If I have the x, I use that.
You say you always divide by square root of 2?
No, not always square root of 2. You always divide if you're going from a big to a small.
What if you're going to small to big?
Then you multiply. Nope.
No, how do you get the square root of 2?
It depends on what you're given, what you multiply by. How do you what?
Get the square root of 2 right here.
Because this is a 45. It's part of that formula. All right, I cannot leave this answer like this. Multiply by the square root of 2 on the top and the bottom. Yep, it is 12 square root of 2 divided by 2, which becomes 6 square root of 2. And that is our answer. That is our x. It has to depend on the triangle.
I know, but like on the legs, is this short leg?
No, that doesn't have a short leg or a long leg.
Wait, where do you get 12 from?
The hypotenuse.
I'm confused on the bottom part. I know that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Shut up, I'm not talking.
Okay, because you didn't.
Because I'm not talking to him.
So we're starting from the hypotenuse going to the leg. Whenever I go from a big to a small, you do what? Divide. Okay, so I'm starting with the hypotenuse. I'm going to divide, but what am I dividing by? It is the square root of 2. I cannot keep that as my answer. So now, to get rid of the square root of 2 on the bottom, we rationalize it. Basically, we multiply by the square root of 2 over square root of 2. So you do the top times the top, which gives me 12 root 2. And bottom times bottom, that just ends up becoming 2. Then this gets simplified because what's 12 divided by 2? So your final answer is 6 root 2. It does wonders when you just pay attention and work it out with me. Yes?
So say, like 36 to 90, is that when we do the square root of 3?
Yes.
Okay, so if it's through, I'm going to rationalize it by square root of 3.
Yes. All right, so on number 9, we're trying to go from 24 to a smaller piece. So you're going to do what? You're going to divide. So I'm going to start with that 24, and now I'm dividing. But because this triangle has a 60 in it, I'm not using square root of 2 anymore. Now I'm dividing by square root of 3. And then, because the square root of 3 is on the bottom and I can't leave it there, I multiply it by the square root of 3 over the square root of 3. Now we do everything on the top together, bottom together. What's going to remain on the top?
24.
Yeah, 24 is square root of 3, and the bottom just turns into 3.
And then the 8
Yes, 24 divided by 3 is 8. So the answer is 8 square root of 3.
so good with this. Good job, Barry.
Are we okay about what to do? Huh? Why the square root of 3? Because it's 60, 30, 60, 90 has the square root of 3 in it. Yes, yes, yes.
When you go from long way, you still divide by
No, but I'm always going to the short leg. You always go from the bigger side to the short leg. Yeah, first.
How do you know whether it's...
No.
No, because it's 30.
Well, no, not because it's 30.
Wouldn't 10 be the same thing, right?
No.
10 would be the same thing.
24 is the hypotenuse. So I go 24 divided by what now?
3? No, by 2.
By 2.
Wait, so how do you know which to do the 2 and 3?
Long leg and short leg. Hypotenuse and short leg. We don't use square root of 2's for 30, 60, 90.
How you get, yeah, you use 3, right?
Use square root of 3.
Yeah. And wouldn't the answer be the same thing?
No. Because this is the long leg that you're starting with. This is the hypotenuse that you're starting with.
Is the 2 supposed to be,
This is the short leg, so this would be 12. Now I'm going from a small leg to the long. We multiply times square root of 3. So 12 square root of 3. Yeah. You get, there's not just one rule with the 30, 60, 90. There's more than one rule. All right.
that's when we're going to remember?
No, when I go to a bigger piece, I multiply. Not times 2. It depends on what shape I have, what triangle I have. So if it's a 45, 45, I'm multiplying by the square root of 2. If it's a 30, 60, 90, I'm multiplying by the square root of 3.
Oh, so which one is it when you, like, don't use the square root, you just multiply by 2?
It would be this one if I had the short leg, and let's say the short leg was 3. To get to the hypotenuse, you multiply by 2 to get the hypotenuse. Yeah, that's it.